Yo, yo,
Hello,
yo.
hello, everybody. What's going on? Welcome back to our 2022 first episode of the year. What is going on, guys? Actually, you know what? First of all, let's back this up. Uh, this episode is called "Please Extend Your A4," and
Indeed.
as everybody knows who's been watching, if you have, Sean and I like to extend our A4s on this show, pretty much as deep and as far as you can go. You know,
Constantly.
no means no until it doesn't. So that's what we try and get done here on this show.
We try to get canceled constantly, basically.
Oh, dude, it's
Good.
happening tonight for sure.
Good.
And then second most obvious thing, we got two people to my left here. There we go. Yeah, it's backwards. That thing fucks me every time, dude. Over here to the right. There we go. There's Ty.
There it is.
And then we got
There he
Sean
is.
returning. Ty, and then Sean's
What up,
returning.
friends?
What up? Yeah, and then
Kev?
I'm back, but this is
Hey.
also Kev.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
Yeah,
Hey.
every frame tonight's gonna be Kev. It's a close up of Kev. So we're gonna make that happen.
No, nobody wants that.
So just a little bit of backstory before we go into it. I used to be on a show. Actually, well, these two guys to the left of me used to have their own show called Heroes and Brews with Nerdy Dudes. And exactly. Ty just does that the whole time whenever we jump
Trying
on
to
a
get a
show
heart
together.
completed in here. I want someone to
Yeah,
complete a heart.
you're
with me.
getting
How-
left, dude.
Oh wait, how do I do that?
Mirror.
Ty's extending his A4.
I don't know how to do it.
You guys got to
This
touch
is real-
A4s.
I'm not sure.
I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you to dry.
Oh my gosh.
Whew,
Uh,
man, I'm
so yeah, these two jokers over here, they used to be on a show called Heroes and Brews with Nerdy Dudes, and it was basically a discussion of all things nerdy and basically a complete ripoff of our show.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We actually stole it from them, but
We
they
spent like 6 years of failure. So yeah.
we got to owe you guys royalties for sure.
I wouldn't say it was a failure. It was
No,
a
it was a
lot of
great
fun,
show,
We
dude.
had a great time on it.
Yeah.
And that's where Sean met us. I was on the show for a little while. It was great. And they stopped doing it. And now we decided to start 2022 with a big ass episode and have them come on. And we're just going to go right into it. No
Sweet.
warming up, no nothing.
Yeah, and
We're just gonna slide right in.
Mel brought up a good point. We got fancy new camera borders. So
I saw that. I saw
everybody's
that.
names on
Oh, shit.
on their border, baby.
Bro, I'm getting used to this mirror right here. I knew where my
There-
name was. You see that? One try.
go.
Boom.
That's a professional, man. That's
Mine's
somebody
a-
who's
Boom.
been on a show before.
Mine's cut off because I'm on an iPad. So I'm putting my name's on there. It could say asshole and not Kev, and I would have no idea.
Oh, so you can see it.
I can't. No, I can't. Yeah,
No,
it
just a
does
lucky
say-
guess.
It does say asshole, doesn't it? I knew it. That's okay. That's okay.
Kev has left the chat. No.
It's a scumbag. Oh, everybody, we're fucking here. We made it another year. We're still alive and we're kicking. And we're going to start this year off the right way by nerding out on what we want to do, what we want to see, what we expect from this year, hopes and dreams. And, are we going to come out of the closet finally? Who knows what's going to happen? So we're going to see what we can do here. And it's going to get weird.
Starting weird, gonna stay weird.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody's been well. Hopefully you guys' New Year's was good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was quiet.
Just home.
I spent
Made
it with
some
you
off that
actually.
chicken dip.
It was what? Oh,
I spent it with you actually.
that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. That's right. Marcus and I FaceTimed during our New
Sick.
Year's with Laura
like
and I.
5 hours.
Yeah,
Like 4
yeah,
or
something
5
like that.
hours.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for joining us. But that was it was a. I mean, thank God for that because it was a weird New Year's. I don't know how everybody else was. It just
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like 2021 just kept going. Like I when you said 2022, I'm like, oh, that's right.
Yeah. On Monday I was I was talking about it with Melissa on our other show. And like I was totally talking about 2020 like it was last year. It's like holy shit,
Yeah, dude. Same.
there's been a whole year in between. What the
Yeah.
Dude, it's been a part
When
A and a part B.
when did that
It's so
happen, dude?
crazy. 2020 Part B.
Part two.
Oh man, the sequel. Ugh.
The
No,
sequel.
nobody wanted.
Yeah,
What
we're
did we
about to
say
be
the
the,
other week,
hopefully not the trilogy here this year.
Oh,
Hopefully
shit.
it's
No.
nice and fresh.
Yeah.
I hope
When I
not.
told what was it, Sean, on our episode last week, it was like what we say it was the Emperor Strikes Back of years. It was the 2021, and 2020 was our daddy or something. You know, that's when we found it out.
Yeah.
But this year we're going with Return of the Jedi though, so
Okay.
it's gonna be a good one, I
It'll
think.
be better. It started off with Boba Fett, so
Yeah,
I mean, it's proper.
Have you guys
What
watched
does
it
your
yet?
shirt say, Ty?
My
Have
boy
you checked
Stephen Amell says, "Fuck cancer, sincerely, Captain Amell," and he's pointing at himself. Pointing at himself. And Mel keeps thinking I'm pointing at myself, but it's my boy Steven just doing his thing.
You thought it was your hand just the whole time, like. Have you guys seen my shirt yet?
Did you see his face yet, my boy
You guys
Steven?
seen it?
we see.
That's hilarious, dude. That's hella funny.
You guys were talking about Boba Fett, though. Has
Yes,
anybody
yes.
watched it? I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Is it good?
So it's kind of, it looks like it's going to be the same pacing as Mandalorian.
Oh, cool.
So it's
Okay.
the first two episodes are slower. The first episode was really slow, but I appreciate that too, because I appreciate the series kind of being now that we sat through Mandalorian, that it's kind of like a slow western and then just keeps on like picking up. So
Yeah.
so far the second episode it picked up too, and you got to see we got to see some family members of old friends. If you guys watch it, you'll see what I mean. But there was a little bit of fan service that was cool.
Oh,
See, I'm not a Star Wars guy. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. I've tried and I've had the hardest time getting into Star Wars. But when I watch Mandalorian, and these guys know, I was hooked. I thought that show was incredible, and like it was
really
nice
good.
it was nice to jump into Star Wars, and I for the most part, like I was into it without having much of a background, and that's why I'm intrigued by Boba Fett. I mean, I'm familiar with the character even before Mandalorian, but
Yeah.
I haven't dove into the series yet, and I was gonna bring it up to you guys just to see if is it worth checking out or not.
my
Yeah.
whole thing with Star Wars, man, is that I like it and I watch the movies, but it just feels like another entity that I don't want to get too involved with because there's so much. Like, you got Bad Batch, you got Clone Wars, you got whatever else they have going on over there, and I look at it and it seems like a big monster that I don't have the time for.
Oh,
And
dude.
Marvel's already pushing out way too much stuff, and not a bad thing because I love
Yeah.
it.
And
But
DC's pushing out a fuck ton too now.
yeah, it's just
but
what do I
that's
want to follow?
that's the exact reason why Melissa refuses to even entertain starting it. 'Cause she asked me a question. I'm like, all right. So and then like 2 or 3 hours later, I finally catch her up to what's happening like right now. But with Boba Fett, it's good because he had something like 20 minutes of screen time before Mandalorian. So there's not much that you missed unless you're like counting books and shit too, and that's a
Yeah.
whole nother nightmare, dude.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my god. Yeah, I just like you, Ty. There's no time for all that. But
There's no time for that.
there's
I
no
don't fucking need that in my life at all.
time. Yeah.
Well,
Alright,
it's funny
sweet.
it's funny that you mentioned DC and Marvel because we're gonna take a trip down there and we're gonna jump right into that. So good segue.
Yeah.
Good accidental segue, Ty. Coming in clutch.
Oh man,
Let's jump into DC first.
All right, you want to lead us off?
I will. So, and
Is that a little bit of a Batman?
yeah. I will. First and foremost is the obvious, right? Because exactly where we're going. We have a lot of Batman fans on this channel, so I mean, meaning us. We're the only fans of ourselves. So, first thing that I'm super stoked about is the Matt Reeves Batman movie. Right, coming out in March. I mean, I feel like that's obvious. So we just want to get that out of the way. You guys, from the 3 trailers that have come out so far, it seems like we finally have a really good understanding of the tone and the story that we're going to be getting, and it looks absolutely fucking unbelievable. This last one that came out of nowhere, it was like right after Christmas. I think it was like the day or the day after Christmas. Totally just kicked me in the balls. I didn't even know that was nobody knew it was coming, and basically after that, it's take all my fucking money, leave me the fuck alone, game over. I'll be there. You know, I don't need to see any more. Um, uh, it's just no, but seriously, in all seriousness, like that, and then the expanding world that Matt Reeves is kind of creating around it with the the Penguin show and Gotham PD and the rumors of the Catwoman show. It's just like this awesome thing that Marvel's currently doing, and what the DCEU should be doing, but it's not. But set within its own little Batman world, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I completely agree. I, dude, I don't even know what to say about this movie anymore. I just want it to be here. I just want to see this movie so bad. I you know what, like when all this stuff was announced, with all these spin-off series and stuff, I was like, oh god, here we go again. Like, can we just let the movie come out first and see? I mean, obviously the trailers, even that teaser from 2 years ago. Is that when it was? I know we saw that.
Jesus, yeah. We got our first
Yeah.
teaser trailer 2 years
The
ago.
first teaser trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, what was insane, right? Like there was only like 25% done, but somehow he managed to put together a trailer that was unbelievable. One of the best trailers I think I've ever seen. And then when all these announcements were coming with spin-off series, I was like, I mean, that trailer sold me, but maybe we should wait if the film's successful. I mean, of course, we always want these films to be successful, but maybe we should wait for that first. And then if it is, then throw all this other stuff at us. And then the second trailer came out, and now this third one, and it's just, I mean, I was already sold, but I don't even know, like, my head exploded on the third one. I mean, I don't even know how many, I lost track of how many times I watched the freaking trailer. But to know that we're going to have these spin-off series, and we're going to go into a series about the Penguin that they're saying is reminiscent of maybe like Scarface, and learn about the corruption in the GCPD, and maybe follow. I don't know if we're following Gordon in that show. Is he kind of like our main focus?
I think he's in it.
I think
I don't
so,
know if he's the main focus, but he's
Okay.
definitely going to be in it.
I think it's a brilliant idea. I mean, there's so many characters involved in the Batman lore, and I think expanding a Batman universe is something I always thought there's so much potential there. I wish somebody would take advantage of this, and to know that they're doing that is really awesome. I mean, yeah, I'm biased as a Batman fan. I think we all are, but this movie just I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, it just looks brilliant, and I know, like, I don't want to jump the gun, but like, could this be
Jump
the best Batman film
Jump
we
it,
ever?
baby.
Jump it, dude.
Alright,
Let's
Extend
go
that
for it.
A4.
Fuck
Extend it.
I think this is going to be the best Batman film we've ever had.
Oh
Period.
Well,
shit.
Universe this, Kev. Don't Monster Universe this, because we got Photoshop pictures out of that.
Dude, don't even, like, when I saw the trailer for Tom Cruise's Mummy, trust me, I was not like, this is the best thing we're ever gonna get. The movie was garbage. But no, dude, I don't know, man. I know I hate saying that, but I'm telling you, there's something about Matt Reeves and his passion for Batman and what he's bringing to the table that's so different with his take on Bruce Wayne and dealing with his inner demons, and the fact that he I think, Marcus, we were talking about this, the whole theme of red that's going on, I think is really prevalent, because to me it's like that's all Bruce Wayne sees, right? Like, his second year as Batman, all he wants is revenge. He's not thinking clearly. He just wants to beat the shit out of people that were similar to the people that killed his parents. We don't have the Batman, I think, that we know, that we're used to. So to have this Batman that's kind of like teetering on, like,
murder,
potentially taking people's lives, and dealing with his own inner, his issues and everything like that, and maybe a tarnished relationship with Alfred. It's not the Alfred that we're used to, with like building his gadgets and all that kind of stuff. Like, just to go down that path, I don't know. I could talk about this for hours, so someone stop me and
I'll take over. So
Right.
I love that we have this like green Batman, like green in the sense that he's not established yet, and to pair him off against this Riddler that we've seen in the trailer so far, I think is a perfect match. I think Matt Reeves nailed that. It's exciting because the mind games we're going to see, and I feel like the mind games are going to be played on us as the viewers as well as this movie goes on. And I think it's going to keep us guessing the entire time. And if that's the case, that's my favorite type of TV shows and movies. Like, if I don't know what the hell's going on, and I feel just as lost as Bruce is, you know, during this whole battle and this whole movie, that's when you know the director and everything behind it was done flawlessly. And that's the thing that gets me the most. That's what makes me the most excited. And I also think DC has a huge moment right now because the next Marvel thing we have, I'm just gonna like stray off a little bit to come back. But the next Marvel thing we have is in May. We have Peacemaker in 8 days. You know, we have the Batman in March. And, you know, you have Black Adam coming out too in the second Aquaman. So I feel like, you know, between Peacemaker and the Batman, I feel like this is going to be a strong start for DC. And it's exciting because they're going to hold the beginning of this year hostage. Marvel's got nothing. So I'm pumped. I can't wait. I hope they slay it with the Peacemaker and the Batman because I think they're both going to do fantastic.
100%. I saw the first few reviews for like the first 7 episodes of Peacemaker, and everybody says it's amazing. It's one of the best things DC's ever put out, and a lot of people are actually calling for James Gunn to do more TV already. So
Wow.
Can't fucking wait for that. But just to go back to Batman really quick, dude, I 100% agree with you guys. Batman's like the most before, you know, diving in. You know, when I decided to do the show with Marcus, I was like, damn, I got to do a shit ton of like backtracking on DC because I was mainly a Marvel head. And but before that, you know, I grew up with all the Batman movies. And so this one, I think you're right, Kev. I'll go ahead and go on record and say I think this is gonna be the best Batman movie like we've ever seen, dude. Just the gritty realism, the way, you know, Matt Reeves ties in realistic shit with, you know, the Riddler loosely based off of like real serial killers and shit. And then also my favorite aspect, you know, one of my favorite movies is Seven, and this feels like it's framed off the same type of pacing and same type of storytelling. So if that's all true, dude, I think you're 100% right, Kevin. I think this is going to be an amazing movie.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I second that. I mean, it's very. I think when a lot of people saw the teaser trailer, they were comparing it to Fincher films, like Seven.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to know that we're going to get, even before all that, I mean, there was, you know, rumors of Matt Reeves is doing like a noir detective story of Batman. I thought that was really cool. And then based off the trailers, we're gonna have, you know, crazy fight sequences, like well choreographed fight sequences on top of a noir detective story. Like it's I think everything over the years and what we've learned. You know, I like to compare it to, you know, the Marvel Netflix Daredevil series and how well the fighting or the way the fighting was choreographed in that show.
Yeah.
Like what could be done. I feel like after all this, and even the warehouse scene in Batman v Superman, I feel like finally everything's kind of come together for Matt Reeves to go, okay, I think I know exactly what I want to do and what I want to combine in this movie, and I think we're going to get that. Also, the actors that he chose, I think a lot of people underestimate Robert Pattinson, and I know that, you know, everybody jumps the gun on everything. Like, I remember when Heath Ledger was cast, and I was like, are you kidding me, as a Joker? And then look what happened.
Yeah.
And a lot of people did that for Ben, and then people don't want Ben to go now. I'm sure we'll probably bring up that whole thing. And then I think a lot of people wrote off Robert Pattinson, and like, haven't we learned at this point? Like, let's just wait and see what happens. And now everybody's freaking out about, well, maybe not, but I think majority of people are convinced. I think Zoe Kravitz looks incredible. Paul Dano, I think, is another underrated actor. And when he was cast as a Riddler, the few things I've seen Paul Dano, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like, this makes sense. And I don't know, man. This film just, I cannot wait for all the Oscars it's going to win.
Dude,
it's just going to go down as the best film in history. And yeah.
you didn't even mention the biggest transformation that I've ever seen, dude. Fucking Colin Farrell. I still don't believe it's actually him.
Isn't that makeup?
It's not him, bro.
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not him.
It's insane.
It's wild.
It's unbelievable what they're able to do. And I oh man, I don't know. I can't fucking wait. I don't know, man. I'm so excited for this movie. I'm so giddy for this movie.
Yeah, how do you go from like when you're in the writing room and you're like, you know what, we're gonna do Penguin, and let's not go get somebody that looks like Penguin and is a good actor to do it. They're like, I want Colin Farrell to do it, and we're gonna make him look like the Penguin. And that's
Right?
like that's a really interesting choice that
It
they really wanted him to do it.
it felt like it felt like the casting director, might have had too much ivermectin when they came out with like Robert Pattinson as Batman, dude, Colin Farrell as Penguin, fucking Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, dude. It's like, what the fuck are you smoking? But it's so far it looks really good, and it to me honestly it looks the most like cartoon and comic book accurate. Zoe Kravitz, her slenderness as Catwoman looks
Yep.
insane, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and even like you said, like with freaking Colin Farrell with being Penguin, he looks like the animated series Penguin that
That's what
I
I'm
grew
saying.
up on.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that, because that peaks to my childhood, and that's the stuff that sticks out in my mind as Batman as Rogue Gallery is that animated series.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to cut you off, and for the sake of pacing, and I'm sorry, but that actually transitions really quite nicely into the next thing. You mentioned animation. One of the things that we haven't talked about a lot, Sean, if at all, and I want to talk about with you guys is the new Batman animated series that's coming out this year with the original creator of the 90s series, along with Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams producing it behind the scenes. Let's like, whoa, how fucking stoked are you on that? Just to see like their new take on the
Oh, yeah.
old 90s series and like how that's gonna come together. I bet that's fucking gonna be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's called the Cape Crusader, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a date for that when that's coming out?
No.
Let me see.
It may not even be this year, to be honest.
Yeah, it might not be this year.
Because you got me real excited. Because I didn't. If it is, shit, I didn't even realize that. But
Let's see.
I mean, shit, that's so awesome. I mean, for our generation who grew up on that animated series that I think was even like ahead of its time. I mean, I still think
Way
that's
ahead of
probably
its
one of the.
time.
What's that?
What? I said way ahead of its time, but at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time, it's like if that was made now, it was violent. It wasn't like it's not made for today's society because people, I think it would be too violent. People get offended. Like that was like a perfect 90s show, but at the same time, it was ahead of its time because it was so like
Yeah.
forward and perfect for how Batman is and that whole series is.
It was pretty. I mean, it was dark. It was dark for a children's animated series, and I think bringing it back. I don't know. I'm assuming they're probably going to keep that same tone, if not darker, because I think the success of a lot of adult animated stuff, such as Invincible, for one example. I think they've seen the success in that and how well that did, and I'm trying to think of other adult animated things, and I can't think of anything else. But yeah,
Harley Quinn show.
Oh, the Harley Quinn show. Thank you,
dude.
People like that one.
It's on the Marvel side, but Hit Monkey.
Oh,
I haven't
wait.
seen it, dude.
Oh shit! I just watched a trailer for that, and I had no idea what the hell that thing was.
Yeah,
I
nobody
heard
does.
MODOK too. I heard MODOK was fantastic too.
MODOK
Oh,
was
was
good too. I'm the only person that's watched both of those, I think, ever. But yeah, they're both really good, dude.
Okay, shit, I'll have to check that out. Okay. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this new Batman. Does anybody know, is it a spin-off of the original 90s, or is this its own kind of thing?
I think it's its own thing.
Okay.
Its own thing, just with the original creator of it, but that alone, and then with Matt Reeves kind of with the guiding hand in the background.
Yeah,
that's good enough for me. I'm there.
Are the original voice actors coming back, like Kevin Conroy's Batman?
No, I don't think so. I think actually, you know what? All the details I think are like kind of tightly kept in wraps.
Yeah,
right
lock and key. But it does look like it's 2023, but we do have another DC. It's an animated movie coming out. But that's a perfect segue. What do you guys think about the DC League of Super Pets?
My boy Dwayne's in that.
He's all over DC this year.
He
dude.
is. Yo, he's about to change the landscape of the DC universe, my boy.
Dude, the
Marcus,
only
what-
thing The Rock hasn't done yet is do porn, and like that's the next.
You don't
thing
know
he'll
that.
do.
He
That
might
we
have his
know
own
of.
OnlyFans
We know of.
exclusive to the high class society.
I don't know, Marcus. What's your take on DC Super Pets? Are you like me and like give a shit? I mean,
You know what, dude?
it's for the
when,
kids.
when the trailer came out and Sean and I were live streaming, that was actually our very first show we ever did. We live streamed the DC fandom, and it came out and was like, all right, well, this looks
All right.
okay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then actually, but that wasn't the full trailer. And then they released the full trailer recently. And I remember, like, the way that I think of it is like, look, if I had a kid, I would be there, you know, and that would totally
Yeah.
be something we can bond over. It would be cool for me, it'd be cool for the kid. But like, in terms of me going to see it, there's probably no fucking way I'm gonna go watch that movie. To be honest with you guys.
Yeah,
Can we talk about the star-studded cast they have? Ready for this? Dwayne
Sure.
Johnson, Kevin Hart, John Krasinski. You got Ben Schwartz, Keanu Reeves, Kate McKinnon. Like,
Yeah, there's a
what?
lot.
Like,
There's
this
a
is
lot.
they put a lot of money into this to be
Yeah.
probably good. I mean, I'm not going to be a super pet guy. It's just not going to happen. Like you said, Marcus, if I had a child, maybe that would be, you know, a nice little thing to watch with a kid. But for me, by myself, you won't catch me watching it.
I mean, it'll be out on HBO Max at some point.
Yeah,
I'll throw it
totally.
on.
That's true.
I'll smoke my vape pen and watch The Rock be a dog.
Melt into a child and then watch The Rock be a dog.
Yeah.
But you know, we can go ahead and segue, and you guys feel free to jump in if you have some another release. But theatrically, after Super Pets, the thing we get next is another Dwayne Johnson, Black Adam, baby. It's gonna be
Bro.
incredible.
Hold on.
Dwayne, it's Dwayne the Rock Johnson. My boy is
It's
1996.
Dwayne
baby.
Johnson extending his A4 all over our face. That's what it is. That's all it's gonna be. Dude. Oh, so okay. So you know, we didn't see a lot of it. We saw it was like what the first, it was like a small scene for the movie when it looks like when they're waking him up almost, and then he just goes crazy and then murders them all. I have no idea what it's gonna be about, but he keeps swearing to us that it's gonna be the landscape of DC is about to change. And you know what? I get it when he says that, right? Because he's gonna be the new guy. But there's no fucking way Black Adam beats Superman in a fight on hand-to-hand combat, one-on-one. There's no fucking way that he beats him. So when he keeps saying the landscape is gonna change, Henry Cavill would come in and whoop his ass.
I disagree. I
Why do you
completely
not?
disagree. He's got magic, man. He's got the power in him. And with this movie, you know, we have, you know, is it Hawkman or Hawkgirl? We have Dr. Fate. And it's intriguing because we don't know much about it yet. But Dwayne's the biggest hype man on the planet Earth. Like, he can spit promos and hype things up years in advance. Like, this has been coming since 2015.
I think it was even longer than
long
that, dude.
time.
Like
Maybe
it was like being written about and talked about way before then, and
Yeah.
then like it was kind of just this thing in the background, and then they finally made it happen. The Rock
Bro.
had to make 753 movies before they made it happen, but they made it happen.
They needed to get him to get his acting skills up because
Yeah,
I love Dwayne, but he plays The Rock in all his films. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
him,
I love
but
him.
you know, he needed the time, I guess, to get better with his acting, and he has. I'll give him that because I love my boy Dwayne, but I just know that his heart and soul is in this, and I feel like he has like a vendetta to go against Marvel because I guess they haven't asked him to do anything yet, so he's gonna like shove it in their face to make this as great as he can. So I think we have faith in Dwayne, and this movie's gonna kick ass.
Do you guys hear that rumor that he was not happy with what's been shot with so far? Like he's not happy with the
Oh
direction. of the story.
shit! No.
Are you
Really?
serious?
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
not. He wants it to be. I mean, yeah, the expectations are through the roof, and he's talking all this shit, right? Like, oh, everything's gonna change with me. And then, I think he saw some of it and was like, you know what, we got to do better. So, we'll,
Holy
Hey.
shit.
we'll see. Which is great. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for
He's like,
him.
we gotta get Kevin Hart in this, or I'm not doing this.
No, keep him far away from this. I don't want
No.
him anywhere near this film.
Get Kevin
See-
Hart to play his penis.
Kevin Hart is Black Adam's penis. Here's my thing: is I think we're gonna get like a spectacle of a film, right? I mean, it's just gonna be probably. I mean, the CG out the ass, but hopefully well done CG. I mean, I think we're gonna get a really breathtaking, incredible film. My only issue is, like Ty, like you mentioned, I feel like Dwayne Johnson is all over the place. And my problem is I can't see past Dwayne Johnson, the personality that we all know on Instagram and on this and on that. And I really hope that with Black Adam, he really consumes the character of Black Adam, and we can see Dwayne Johnson be dramatic and convincing enough to the point where, I mean, you probably won't be able to, forget you're watching Dwayne Johnson because he's such a huge personality. But that's what I hope. That's my only issue is I feel like I see just Dwayne the Rock Johnson and everything I watch that he's in. It's just him and not the character he's portraying. So I really hope that in this film he can do that. He can kind of let himself go a little bit and really become Black Adam. That's my only concern. But I think we're going to get like a film that's, well, actually now, Marcus, you said he's upset with everything, so I don't know anymore. But
I just
thought
hope we get to see his penis be CGI'd,
yeah, I mean, whatever it takes. I mean, that's another fucking
I
200.
don't think it needs to be CGI'd though. I think he's packing. I think he can
He's
just go
packing
full
Kevin Hart in there.
natural and
well, if I took HGH2, I'd be packing too.
Yeah,
no, the opposite. If you take steroids, you having problems down there.
But that's not steroids, right? Isn't it just human growth?
Oh, he's doing both. That man's doing both.
He's doing everything, dude. But I mean, that being said, I love him in everything he's in. We haven't actually seen him play a villain since the Scorpion King, his very first movie.
Well, they're calling him an anti-hero.
Well,
So we'll it's sort of like he's villain-ish, but you root for him though, kind of thing.
You care about him.
Yeah.
It'll be I think the dialogue's gonna be phenomenal when he squares off if he does square off with Shazam. So I think
that's gonna be the main thing, and you just hit it on the head, dude, without actually saying it. But like the dialogue in that movie is that's gonna be the deciding factor whether or not I like it or not.
Yeah, which
like
is
it's obviously
funny.
he's physical enough to do it, and he
Yeah.
looks the part. But like, give me I don't want I want some like comic dialogue.
Yeah,
not like not like the Rock dialogue.
not like Scorpion King where he didn't talk the entire movie. Dude.
Or like his face.
That was his first movie.
That like the eyes were all bugging out and going like all over the place.
But that's gonna be exciting. I know tons of people are stoked for that. Like you said,
excited.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mel's super excited for anything.
He is pure beauty. That is correct. My man Dwayne is pure beauty. #.
Anything The Rock or Jason Momoa, she's all about. But yeah. On that note, let's jam out of there. And the next DC theatrical release is actually The Flash.
Okay, so guys, here we go.
Get into it.
This is a bullet point on my list here that I want to exercise before I leave.
Extend it all the way out, man.
All right. Well, I want to be excited for The Flash. I really do. Like big time, because I love The Flash as a character. I actually, and Kev, I know you don't feel the same way, but I do like Ezra Miller as the Flash in Zack Snyder's Justice League. But that's it. Not the other one, not the goofy, weird one that Josh Whedon wrote for everybody. But this whole idea, and then like this is a rumor that came out, but it's a really big one that gained a lot of traction over the last week, was that the Flash is going to completely erase everything that Zack Snyder has done up to this point. Like none of it's canon anymore. It's all gone. It's going away. And they're going to replace Superman with Supergirl going forward. They're going to replace Batman with Batgirl going forward. How are you going to have a Justice League with Supergirl and Batgirl You know, it's like they're moving towards all the shit that they did in the recent years. And like I need to choose my words carefully here because I don't want to get in trouble, but uh the Justice League is not the Justice League without Batman and Superman. And to just we're moving towards this all team of all female heroes that's going to be the new Justice League, and I see where it's going. And it's like, dude, well, I mean, cool. That could be like a nice, like Elseworld story, like a one-off thing where you have this, and that's great. But to have like the main continuity of the DCEU, like not have Batman or Superman inside of it, really fucking rubs me the wrong way, and it just totally turns me off from even wanting to watch the movie in the first place.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. To play off of you, I completely agree with Ezra Miller's Flash with the Snyder version. Fantastic. Like that was what has me hype for this film. And to talk about like the new direction of the Justice League possibly, you have to put a lot of your cards in their corner, for a Supergirl and a Batgirl to work. We've seen Batman and Superman since the beginning of the Justice League be the cornerstone of that. They are the biggest pieces to create the Justice League. So I can't in my soul, I can't feel like you can replace them. And maybe they do a good job. If they do a good job, that's one thing, but I can't see it changing because, Batman is so different than Batgirl. Completely two different spectrums.
Yeah.
Superman and Supergirl, you can compare and contrast a little bit, but just Superman feels like the heart and Batman's like the mind of it. And you can't replicate that with Supergirl and Batgirl in my mind. I agree with you.
Yeah, dude. And look, I feel like I need to preface this again with like, look, I'm not hating on women here. All right, that's not what I'm trying to say. Like that, out of everything I say, I feel like that's probably gonna get what's taken out of context with that whole
It's
thing.
canon, dude.
But
It's
like,
canon.
don't fucking change things like that to that scale. Test it out for sure. Do a TV show like it or something to see kind of how it goes. Maybe this like one-off story. Which could be cool for sure, like absolutely. But yeah, like when you're talking about the Justice League and you're talking about, Batman, I mean, Batman is pretty much the leader of the Justice League. And then like, Bruce Wayne is the one that's that intelligent to be able to lead the team, not Barbara Gordon. She's not as smart as him, so it changes the whole dynamic of everything. She's not. I don't know. It just things, you know what I mean.
They
Things
haven't gone through the same shit, so they don't have the same shit to build off of.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know you guys are all DC, but that's one of my biggest problems with DC that I hated was they do a lot of these like just gender flips and they just call them, oh, Batman, oh, this is Batgirl. And then so that sets up a crazy weird expectation as a viewer, as a reader, like, oh, this is the same person, they just look different. And it's like, and then you get a completely different character and it's like, this isn't the Batman I know. Like, so who knows if they had, if I'm drawing a blank on female DC characters, but if they had other characters with movies coming out and then they formed a separate group that wasn't
like Wonder Man instead of Wonder Woman, like
dude.
But it's the truth. Like the thing
it's
is,
gonna be a transgender man. That's what it's gonna be.
But no, if those characters formed their own group that wasn't Justice League, that was something else, people would be hyped for that movie. A la Birds of Prey, a la, all these other things.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
There was no
Birds of Prey was
comparison.
dope. I liked Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot, actually. But yeah, dude, I don't know.
My whole thing with DC and their naming conventions, like every guy or girl character has like a counterpart. Like you couldn't come up with something better than Batgirl and Batwoman. Like all the other guys in this series aren't Bat related. You have Red Hood, Robin, which is Bat related. Yeah, exactly. My boy Green Arrow. They but they don't have a I guess you can't have like a female version of a Green Arrow.
Red Arrow.
Because it's but like they don't name their characters to be different. They just like take the easy route. And they take, oh well, we have Batman, why don't we have a Batgirl? We have an Aquaman, we should have an Aqua Girl. Or like Aqua Boy,
Yeah.
It just why not give them their own like entity. That way, if you do want to do something different with them, it's not just stuck to the main character that you pawned them off of.
Yeah. I feel like it was to sell toys in like 60s, and I feel like it's coming back and biting them in the ass now that like everybody
Yeah.
now expects Batgirl to be Batman, and it's just the fan expectations. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this?
Yeah, you
I'm
know
not
what, guys?
watching this shit.
We have way too many straight men in our universe, so we need to even the playing field a little bit.
The
Oh,
woke
man.
police was called, I think.
We're gonna have trans bat.
Yeah, dude, it's so Marcus, I remember you were, I think you were texting me, or you had sent a message to the group or something like that. And first off, I feel like it's an understatement to say there's a lot of animosity between Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder. I don't think the two of them will ever work together again. No. And it just is what it is. So whether this is their way of just taking a little jab at him and like forget all that other stuff we've done where Zack Snyder was involved, this is going to be our new Justice League, so to speak, going forward. Just deal with it, and that's what it is. What it is. I don't know. It sucks because Man of Steel is one of my favorite comic book films of all time. It really is. I think it's very underrated. I know there's a lot of people that didn't like it, and I get their feelings. I mean, film's subjective, so it is what it is. But I think that's such an underrated comic book film. And I think Batman v Superman, I think the Ultimate Edition, if you watch that, and when I revisit that time and time again, I think that's an incredible movie. It's very heavy. It's very dark. It's very different than just your classic superhero film. There's like more to it. I don't know how to describe it. And then I thought Zack Snyder's Justice League was an incredible movie. And to forget all that kind of sucks. I mean, I don't understand why you can't include that. Now I understand at the same time, it's funny. I was listening to something or watching something, I think on YouTube, and they had mentioned that, the way fans are, and I've probably been this way too. We complain that we wish it was more like the comic books. And when you think about the comic books, there's been so many iterations and there's been so many reboots. Like, for example, since we're on DC, they had the New 52 back in like 2010 or maybe even a little before that. And then they had the Rebirth series. And so that's what comic books do, and we accept that. And then in the films, like, things change. And trust me, I've been... I'll put blame on myself. It's like, well, don't you mess with my stuff. But I want it like the comics, and it's like, well, this is what the comics do. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, let me take a step back for a second. To erase everything that they've done so far kind of sucks. But at the same time...
Just Zack Snyder. Sorry, bud. Just Zack Snyder. That's it.
Yeah. And that really sucks. And it just sucks that their relationship has been completely tarnished. But at the same time, I know that I have those movies forever. I have Man of Steel on Blu-ray, Ultimate Edition, BVS on Blu-ray. We have Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I haven't got on Blu-ray yet. And I know that I can always watch those films whenever I fucking want, and no one can ever tell me not to. Unless, my wife says that I have to put something on for our child because he comes first. But when he's asleep, I can watch those movies whenever I want, and I'll always have those movies. And that's a good feeling. I'm trying to be positive. I understand they're trying to make a change, and who knows how it's going to go. Marcus, like you said, I'm not a fan of Ezra Miller's Flash. To me, he's not Barry Allen. And here I go saying he's not like the comic book Barry Allen, and pointing fingers at myself. But I just don't care for him, his portrayal of the character. Maybe this Flash movie will convince me otherwise. I really feel like this Flash movie has been overshadowed by Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. So to me, it's not like, I don't know if anybody, maybe some people care about the Flash, but I feel like more people care about the nostalgia factor of Michael Keaton back as Batman. That's the big thing, and that's what concerns me with, like, I thought this was the Flash movie. And then it's like, but we got Michael Keaton as Batman. Remember him from the late 80s? Remember what he did? He was Batman. And then everybody who grew up with that movie, including myself, is like, fuck yeah, he's coming back. That's the only reason I'm excited for this film. And I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, to erase everything, I don't know if they're trying to pull a No Way Home Spider-Man, spoiler. And they saw like the success of that. And they're like, fuck yeah, like we could totally erase everything and just bring back like all these people, like, because people love nostalgia. And people do love nostalgia. But it has to work with the story. You can't just throw a bunch of people that played previous characters into something and just hope that they're like, remember this? Guys, remember when you saw this before? It has to work with the story. And that's what I'm afraid of. Needless to say, I'm not super excited for this film. I wasn't excited for this film. I'm excited to see Michael Keaton as Batman again and how they treat that. But other than that, it just kind of it's kind of whatever to me, to be honest with you. So
I'm gonna blow your mind with another rumor before we move on. It's that people are saying Ben Affleck's gonna get the chop from a fist fight with a 170-year-old Michael Keaton. He's gonna beat him and kill him.
Yeah, I think you had a nice,
fucking right. There's no way that happens.
Marcus, I think you had a good point with a comment you made, where the fact that they're just trying to erase, Zack Snyder's movies and stuff, because why would you bring back Michael Keaton in this movie? That's in the past as well. You're bringing the past in, but Snyder stuff wasn't good enough to keep as canon. But you'll bring someone back from what year was that movie made? To
1989.
Yeah, exactly.
89, baby.
So it's really weird that they're trying to erase things with Flashpoint. That's just going to be Snyder stuff, because it's a slap in the face to bring Keaton in, because you don't want to erase him. Especially if that rumor is true and he beats, Ben Affleck's Batman. That's just full circle. They're, tarnishing what Zack Snyder did. And I don't think that's, especially with, the reception his cut of Justice League gave. Especially, how much money HBO Max probably made that month for people to watch that film. It was a masterpiece. Like, I watched that, I know you too, Marcus, we watched it that night, like right when it was available.
Oh, fuck,
and it gave me the chills, man. Like, I wish we saw that, because if anything, if that came out in theaters, that changes the game for the DC universe. Instead, we got that shit that fucking Joss Whedon put out. And it's, I didn't hate it at first, but after watching Snyder's version and his vision of Justice League, that was horseshit. That was a piece of garbage given to us. We're thinking we're coming in for like, a nice steakhouse, and they're giving us fucking tofu instead. Like, that's not cool. That's not.
No, dude, all they did was take a shit on the plate and make us eat it without a fucking fork. You had to use your hands. How petty, how fucking sick and petty WB are to just be like, you know what? Fuck this guy. We're gonna do every single thing we can to make sure. Remember when it came out? Like, it first came out and there was a ton of hype, and everybody was like, the whole world was like, oh my god, this is way better. I fucking love this. And then the very next day after it came out, they released that statement. They're like, nope, no more, guys. That's it. It's just one and done. That's it. We're not going to continue this. There's no hope for the future. Fuck you guys, and come and buy our shit. Here's a 4K version of Joss Whedon's Justice League where Henry Cavill's fucking chin looks like a giant ass, and just like a giant fucking mess. Yeah, we want to see that in 4K WB. That's a great idea.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, it was definitely a mess. And until I want to say a week before we started Legion of Geeks, I didn't see the Zack Snyder version. And 100%, dude, my first comment out of the theater seeing Joss Whedon's was like, damn, they tried to play catch up, and there was like nobody was developed. It was, to me, it felt like, oh, we're gonna catch up and sell toys and sell merch, like, and then the Zack Snyder one actually told a story. So,
and be sexist.
Yeah, and
the whole thing with the Flash landing on Wonder Woman, he's like, oh my god, and gets up, and it's like, dude, why did you even write that in there? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, and was it Steppenwolf that got a complete character redesign? It's like,
he got his original design. He just got his original design put on screen.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, all right, well, you guys wanted to put that out instead of what instead of what Zach had, right? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
To me, honestly, I thought that call was to make an easier toy, because Zack Snyder's would be harder to manufacture. It's like
it would poke you whenever you try to touch it. It was
Sean,
like,
you might be
you know?
right, and isn't that fucking crazy to think about that? Like, it reminds me back in when Batman and Robin came out, and if you ever watched like interviews with like Chris O'Donnell, he was like, I didn't feel like I was making a movie. I felt like I was making a 2-hour fucking toy commercial.
Yep.
And it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
Sean, you're making these really good points, and like I didn't even think about the selling of toys and shit like that. And it's just,
Bro,
fuck.
there's a documentary about how our 90s childhood memories were all based on toy making and marketing, and it kind of ruined me. But
It worked.
yeah.
It worked too.
It
Fucking worked, dude.
Yep. You know how many fucking Taco Bell cups I collected for Batman
Bro.
Forever, dude?
Bro.
Godzilla
dude,
too.
Dude,
Yeah,
Burger
man.
King's Pokemon toys. Dude, I ate that shit up, man.
Yeah. And that was
Power Ranger.
yeah.
God.
Yeah, the snowboarding skydiving was all just to have a snowboarding skydiver toy. No. But yeah, dude,
Oh my
and
God.
the fucking saddest thing about this whole thing, you know, I think I was the only one to mention Flash in this whole thing. I mean, Marcus and Ty briefly mentioned Ezra Miller's Flash, but Flash's movie, dude, and like the hype should be on him, but I feel like it's traditionally like this is what his character always gets. The stories are always about somebody else. And all the hype is about other people that are in the movie, including
Yeah, dude.
we're talking more about 107-year-old Michael Keaton as Batman, dude. More than Ezra
Did
Miller's
he hit
Flash.
170 already? Shit, I thought he was only like 150.
He looks fucking fantastic.
He does.
Dude, I don't know. He's probably sat down in that meeting. He's like, "You guys want me to what?"
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm going
like-
this time. You know? What
like,
did you
that
guys
is-
just say?
Dude, I do like Ezra Miller's Flash though. I will say that. I'm on
Yeah.
that team.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna try and push this forward because I know we spent a really long time on DC, but
Yeah.
let's cross the bridge to Marvel real quick. And I will say, again, I started with the obvious in DC, so I'll start with the obvious on Marvel. And Ty, you already brought this up, but the first big thing we're getting is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and that makes me so fucking hype on
Dude.
a lot of different levels. Because
Same.
not only he's not only my favorite Avenger, but I've been waiting for this sequel for a long time. You and Kevin know I mentioned you guys on when we did the show together, and Doctor Strange, the first one, is my favorite Marvel movie. Just how original it was, and like introducing a character from start to like when he has no powers to when he has powers. I feel like that was just a really solid fucking origin story. And Mr. Benedict is amazing. He's a great actor, and he just nails it. He nails that part perfectly. Aside from looking just like him in the comics too.
Yes.
But it'll be fun to see the multiverse that we get into and like what kind of variants of our favorite heroes that we're going to come across. You know, is some of them going to be good? Some of them going to be evil? Maybe Chris Evans comes back for like a mystery cameo and he's like a bad Captain America or something. So that could be kind of cool.
Zombie Cap is actually Chris Evans.
Yeah, it's just regular Chris Evans. But that being said, dude, like apparently there's a ton of reshoots happening. There's like just to get in multiple cameos of people. And like that scares me a little bit because I don't want them to just overstuff the movie just to overstuff it and like take away from the actual story that's going on. So, but you know what? If they handle it the same way that they did Spider-Man, then it should be pretty cool. I don't think Marvel yet has come out with a movie where it feels like it's too much and it doesn't work.
Guardians 2.
They've come out with like a falling flat movie. Like I would say Guardians, you know, the second one is like you feel flat a little, but they weren't like stuffing it with like all these extra characters and extra villains and extra like all these other people.
Yeah.
But they did that with this last Spider-Man one with all the villains, all the different Spider-Man. Yeah, if you've watched the show, then you already know at this point.
Spoiler.
Yeah. But yeah, super pumped, dude. Super pumped to see it. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'll jump on the back unless you guys want to jump in. But
You're
I'm
good, man.
so fucking stoked, dude. I hope personally, you know, whatever way this sounds, but personally I hope I'm right after No Way Home, because I think the MCU's a mess right now. I think Doctor Strange just created like I think we went through it in our last show, and I think I had like 8 or 9 different like universes, new like branch timelines that he created. So I totally think I hope this movie is just like chaos, because like the first Doctor Strange, when he was in the mirror dimension, when he was fighting, like having a intellectual battle with Dormammu, to me
Love
those
that.
were some of the most like visually compelling parts. So I think because of this huge like mess of branch timelines he created in Spider-Man, I feel like that is going to be this entire movie of him just like just in these chaotic special effects driven like crazy ass messes. So, and I feel like I hope and I feel like he's going to be chasing all of this down, trying to basically like chasing chickens, trying to get them all in a bag or some shit basically. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, dude, and we're going to get I feel like we're going to get introduced to a lot of new characters. So looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I cannot wait. First off, Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange. Like, he portrays him so well, just like you said, Marcus. Like,
Mhm.
he kills it. But I'm so excited because, not only did he probably create some branches, we got Loki that created a shit ton of timeline
Mhm.
breakoffs. We
Fucking
have,
Sylvie. God damn
yeah,
it.
right? WandaVision. We're gonna have the evil Strange from What If probably in this film, and that's what I'm most excited for because Benedict Cumberbatch can be a great villain, and I can't wait to see him play two sides of a character, and he can do it. He's a talented man,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the little teaser we got, No Way Home ends, the final end credit scene, and we get a full on, teaser for this movie. And I sat there for like a minute and just stared forward, and I'm like, holy shit, this is going to rock my world. The problem is, like you guys said, I'm expecting cameos and variants of of these heroes we've seen that might be villainous. Maybe they're different kinds of heroes, but I feel like they won't have that, which might kind of like tarnish it a little bit for me. Not fully,
Mhm.
but I'm like expecting them to like pull out all the stops in this, and I don't think they will. Because I feel like they would have done that in some of their Disney Plus shows. Because I thought Doctor Strange would show up in WandaVision. Obviously,
He was supposed to, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
they cut it
And,
out, yeah.
they brought him in, brought her and him in for this film, but there were like certain key things in in this Disney Plus shows I thought would happen, they didn't. So I don't want to hold too much expectation on this film to have variants of characters that we love or actors that have played certain things. I think we're going to get mostly of what we've seen in the teaser. You're going to get, Elizabeth Olsen's, Wanda back, which I think she's going to kill this movie. I think she's going to be a huge part in it, and I can't wait because she deserves to shine in a film, and I think this is where it starts. And I don't know, man. I don't think they're gonna bring in too many, fun things. They should. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
No.
I'm super excited for this movie. I'm just gonna echo what you guys said. Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange for me became one of my favorite Avengers in Infinity War. In Infinity War, like he really stood out to me, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I don't know, there was just something about. Well, Benedict Cumberbatch is an incredible actor, but the Doctor Strange character that they portrayed in the MCU, especially Infinity War, like I really felt for his character. I gravitated towards his character, and then his portrayal of Doctor Strange in No Way Home. Again, just I don't know. It was just he just became one of my favorite Avengers, and um, what happened in No Way Home leading into the Multiverse of Madness. I don't even know what to expect from this movie. I just think we're gonna have like a crazy like ride. I don't even know. I think it's gonna be. I think it's just going to be a movie like no other in the MCU.
Yeah.
Almost like how WandaVision was so out of the box for just not just the MCU television shows, but the MCU movies as a whole. It was such a different show. And Ty, what you said, I mean, Elizabeth Olsen, I thought was great as Wanda, like throughout the films, but in WandaVision, her acting capability blew me away. I mean, that show, I keep going back and forth with what my favorite MCU television show is.
WandaVision.
I keep thinking about WandaVision because I just think when I watched that show, I didn't expect what I got, and the performances of her and Paul Bettany as Vision, just like, I don't know, it just took me to like a whole nother place.
And that was my thing too about WandaVision. Like they went over these decades, and Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen, they did so well taking, especially the crew too. Like they took decades of TV and they made it a reality, and they did it perfectly. And that's why WandaVision was my favorite, Disney Plus show so far, because it was just so out of the box. It was different from what they usually do, and to pay homage to all these different eras and decades of TV and like do it in a flawless way was, unreal. It's perfect.
Oh yeah. So I can't wait for this movie. I am super stoked for what Multiverse of Madness is going to bring. Now, from what I understand, the original director of Doctor Strange, and I can't remember the
Scott Dickinson.
He was a director of the first Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah. Can't believe I fucking know that off the top of my head.
Damn, dude, I'm very impressed. Who's directing this one, or who directed this one?
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Oh, fuck. Right, holy shit.
Yeah.
You were so pumped the fucking Discord was like, nope, shut it down for your audio right there.
Cancel. Yeah. Sorry, Ron, I stole your thing because I think it's amazing.
It's so funny, dude. But yeah, I think last week I was talking about that. So I was bummed because Scott Dickinson, right? I think so. He normally does horror films, and so I was like, dude, like time travel horror, like Doctor Strange, like this is gonna be a sick, like trippy film. So when he got booted, I was like, kind of let down. And then I heard it was Sam Raimi, but then I looked into it more, and Doctor Strange was Sam Raimi's very, very character as a child. So, and Sam Raimi actually agreed to do Spider-Man, his Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. He agreed to do those on a condition that he would get a Doctor Strange movie eventually. So that's yeah. So he name drops Doctor Strange in those Tobey Maguire movies.
Yeah.
For that reason, but he never got to do it. They squashed his contract or whatever. So to see him come back, I'm like, okay, this is a guy that gives a shit. And not only that, but the thing that made it completely better for me and possibly even like more excited about it. So him and Scott Dickinson are friends, and Scott Dickinson's actually still on it as like an executive producer. So
awesome.
I'm like, dude, this is gonna be sick. Like people who actually give a shit about like the characters and the story that's going on. So it's gonna be
holy
dope.
Shit, Sean, you just blew my fucking mind.
I'm surprised you didn't know that, Kev. Usually you know shit like that.
I know, man. I'm very.
I mean, Spider-Man 2 is like one of
He's
your
got a kid
movies
now.
ever.
He's got a kid. He's got a lot of things to focus on.
I got a kid now and stuff. It's it says fucking crazy over here.
He's busy watching the DC Pet movies now.
Oh yeah,
Super Melon, dude. Have you guys ever heard of Coco Melon, by the way?
Dude, don't even bring that in here.
Just the TikTok song. That's all I know.
Don't even bring that in here. All right, so you guys, we'll talk about it off camera. It's fucking nuts. It's like
how do you guys feel about Caillou? No, I'm just.
We haven't gotten down that road yet. I heard Caillou's a little bastard.
Let your kid watch Thomas the Tank Engine and Barney and give him the good days, all right?
We tried Barney, dude, and like Barney's fucked up. Like I watched Barney when I was younger, and it was like a whole. And then once like we tried to revisit it, I was like, what the fuck were my parents thinking? Like
it doesn't fly nowadays. No.
Yeah, I am not putting Kev through that shit. That
dude.
no.
Like, what the fuck are you guys like? What is this?
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna leave
Barney's
this little,
canceled.
you gonna leave this
Yeah.
little pedophile around these kids? This is
Yeah,
was
it's,
weird to me.
it's fucking weird. I feel like that's a whole other cast for us. We should probably discuss all that stuff.
Speaking of pedophiles, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, good segue.
I can't.
That was the
I
best
can't
segue ever.
fucking. I can't fucking wait for Thor: Love and Thunder, dude.
Love.
Great segue.
Dude, I fucking absolutely love that Taika is coming back to do another Thor movie.
Yeah,
Ragnarok
man.
is one of my
Same.
favorite Marvel ever, and just like the tone, and feel that he brought to Thor after, especially after the Dark World, when you're like, God, like they're really fucking Thor up on this. To come back with that, and then
Dude.
all of a sudden Thor is just like, I love that he gave it like this upbeat, really like fun vibe, and the music and the soundtrack and everybody, it's like the tone is really light, but also has like really good action and visuals and everything. Like just his whole vision, right? Is great. So when they announced he was coming back for this one, it's like fuck yeah, can't wait. And then the title, Love Thunder. It's like it sounds like a limited comic series run for Thor. But like, dude, did you guys fucking see his new suit that they released the image of? I think
The
it was yesterday.
sleeveless.
I did
No,
not.
I have not. I haven't seen it yet.
It's like royal blue and gold.
Oh,
looks
I have
insane.
not seen that. No,
You guys haven't seen that? No,
I
it's
saw-
out there.
I saw the sleeveless, like
That's
super
set it up.
jacked look he has now
Oh yeah, dude. I was
with
trying
his
to type it.
leather vest or leather jacket. I saw that one.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too, just
So,
because.
The only image I remember is when it was like him and Taika Waititi, and like Chris Hemsworth's arm looked like it was a fucking tree trunk.
Yeah,
Remember that? I
Oh,
remember
yeah. He's so jacked, dude.
I think that's the one I was talking about, but I was too busy looking at the vest. I think you were just looking at the arm. I think
Yeah,
that's-
Kev was definitely focused on the.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was really focused on the
So, yeah,
bicep,
dude.
Sean.
Give me.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if
Was he even
you guys see
wearing
this.
clothes? I don't even know.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude, that looks sick.
Oh shit, that's the suit.
Yeah, that's his new suit.
That looks nuts, dude.
But like
That's
they
cool.
have. So what's cool about this is because we saw those images, right? And it like the shirt of him in the red vest, and he almost looked like it was like an '80s retro kind of like vibrant neon colors, and like they looked. So it was like, are they gonna do like time travel, or are they just gonna go to a cool world that's got like these cool colors and stuff? Because I think that they had a set photo of Chris Pratt too, and his Star-Lord outfit was different too. It like kind
Yeah.
of matched that same tone,
Wow.
of like this '80s vibe. So I was like, dude, that's just so cool, and super excited to have Christian Bale too. I forget that he's
Oh
even
my
in the movie
gosh,
sometimes.
dude.
Shit, that's
Same.
right.
I keep
That-
forgetting that too.
That villain, so I don't know if it's confirmed anywhere, but it's highly speculated at the least that he's Gore the God Butcher.
Mhm.
He
That
is. I think that is confirmed. I think.
dude, that villain, I hope to God they do him like justice and do like a great story, because his story is like all of his like world and his people prayed to gods to help them, right? To help them get out of famine, to help them get out of like the shitty like world that they're on. The gods didn't do shit, and so all his people died, and so he's like one of the last of his kind. And so I'm like, bro, like that would drive somebody to want to kill all the gods and be like, what the fuck, like where were you guys? So like if they, and I feel like Christian Bale has like the acting chops to really bring
Oh,
something
Mhm.
insane to that character. So
Yeah.
I'm super stoked to see that married with Thor and Korg, like the
Yep.
fun buddy adventures of them. And yeah, and then also on top of all that, on top of what I just said, like seeing Star-Lord was like an 80s kid, and he that's basically what he stayed all the way until he's an adult now. So to see him get an 80s treatment from Taika, like I feel like that's gonna be sick. So super stoked, and I think it's just gonna be a fun ass movie. And then not to mention seeing Natalie Portman, probably wield the Mjolnir. So
Whole
I
year.
think it'll be
Oh,
sick.
they released hers too. It was in the same photo, but that's hers.
that's like
Dude.
like spot on comic accurate right
Yeah.
there. That's awesome.
100%.
Dude, you know what? It's so funny. It's so crazy. I totally forgot about this movie, and now that we're talking about it, I think this is probably my most anticipated MCU film.
Wow.
It's Love and Thunder.
Damn.
No,
Yeah.
dude.
I fucking forgot
Doctor
about it.
Strange, man.
I don't know. Listen, I love Doctor Strange, and I can't wait for it. But the more we're talking about, I loved Ragnarok so much. I rewatched Ragnarok multiple times.
It's a fun
I
movie.
mean,
yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude,
Oh, yeah.
Like, what Taika Waititi brought to the whole Thor franchise was totally different than anything else. Even though the first Thor movie, which was directed by Kenneth Branagh, I think his name is, I feel like it's kind of underrated. I actually really enjoyed that movie a lot. The second one, but Ragnarok just like brought something completely different to the Thor character, and I felt like Chris Hemsworth was able to convey his like comedic ability. He's a really fucking
He's
guy.
funny.
Yeah,
He's a very funny guy.
Yeah.
He's so funny, so charismatic, and I can't wait, dude. Love and Thunder, and to see Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt like bounce back and forth, like with fuck. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, this
Just like they did at the end of Endgame, that little sequence right
Oh
there.
my god.
If
That
that's
was
just a small
hilarious.
part of what
Yeah.
we're gonna get,
Oh,
then it's gonna
Chris
be
Pratt
great.
was like deepening his voice to like talk to Chris Hemsworth, and like Drax like pointed that out. Like, dude, fuck, dude, I can't wait for this movie. I think, this is probably my most anticipated MCU film.
I feel like but the thing is, I feel like if you have someone with a God Butcher, I feel like that needs to be like rated R, not like what Marvel's going to do. That sounds like vicious. That sounds like he's going to tear people to shreds, and Marvel's not going to do that. If that's the route they go, that would be a little disappointing because I want to, like with the Punisher, I want to see him, inflict so much pain on, the people he's targeting. With a God Butcher, I want to see him, butcher up gods, but that's not going to happen in the MCU. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, that kind of, one of my big bullet points I want to talk about is a little bit more vague. But this year in the MCU, and I'm calling it right now with if you guys watch Hit Monkey, to me it's on Hulu, so it's not even on Disney Plus, but it feels like a test to see if Disney can do something gory and violent, because that adult cartoon is super violent. There's a lot of like adult humor in it, and I feel like it's a test. They put it out on a different streaming platform, and I hope to see Marvel Disney step into rated R with some of their shows and some of their movies. And Hit Monkey, I feel like there's no press about it, which I'm like, okay, so hopefully this is a good sign for them. Because it's not. I remember how Deadpool got blown up by moms and dads who were taking kids thinking they were seeing a superhero movie, and it, it was still like a love story, and it was still about family, but there was blood and violence and all this other shit. So to me, for 2022, I want to see MCU and Disney finally step in, maybe have a separate locked section at Disney Plus that's adults only. Get Punisher back, bro. Get fuck, dude, Gore the God Butcher. Like, if they step into a movie that's Punisher, Deadpool, Gore the God Butcher, just throw them all in one bloody ass movie. Like, I want to see MCU get bloody and get rated R in 2022.
It won't.
So you guys. Oh, sorry, Kev. You were about to go and do it. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I agree with Sean. I would love to see that happen. I mean, being biased, I thought the Punisher Netflix series was fucking awesome.
It was sick.
Dude, how about that final scene in the end of season 1 where, Punisher's taking, I forget his name, but pulling his face across the glass. Like, that is the shit that, like, you need to keep in your universe. Like, I get you want to be family friendly. I get you want to maximize your profits, but there's a whole realm of characters in your possession that, aren't family friendly, and you should, embrace that, not just, hide it in the back realms of Netflix and Hulu, but, have a hidden section within your Disney Plus where it's adults only. Like, you can do it. It's not hard. There's the technology for that stuff, man.
Dude, the hope I have is they brought back one of the most brutal guys in that Netflix universe with Kingpin. they brought him back. So it's like, and we saw Daredevil's, don't even get me started, but we saw Daredevil's bullshit little cameo. So like that universe is there, dude. Daredevil, Kingpin, I don't think, has crossed paths with Punisher yet, but Daredevil has, they like, bro, if you give me even just a combined series on Disney Plus, that's Daredevil and Punisher. Like, I'm all about it, dude. And and I was talking to Marcus too. There is a What If comic that was super popular where the Venom symbiote took over Punisher for What If, and there was this crazy internal dialogue because Punisher does everything, for I think he wants to live for himself, but Venom contradicts that. Venom takes control, so it's like, I'm like, bro, that's perfect for like this like hardened like show that's like really like inner dialogue driven. John Bernthal, I feel like can do both. Even if we have Tom Hardy's Venom voice, like still just talking to John Bernthal, bro.
Yeah.
Super down, dude. But I just want to see it get dark and get bloody in the MCU.
So it's really great that you guys are talking about this because that's one of the next things I wanted to drive this home to is we talked to some about these big movies that are coming out, but in terms of Disney Plus, I think what's getting swept under the rug a little bit is Oscar Isaac's show as Moon Knight on Disney Plus, and I can't wait for that because just the things that are being said about it, dude, being the darkest thing that Marvel's ever done so far, and Kevin Feige saying it's similar to Indiana Jones but with a twist of like mental health discussion, and so like to get that level of I want to see how dark they can get. They're going to say it's the darkest thing they've done, so we'll see. But yeah, to do it on the Disney Plus level and not like a mainstream movie, I think it'll be really interesting to see how far down we can go and how dark we can take it. We'll see what they do though.
Well, I think it's going to be dark in the sense that it's dealing with like dissociative identity disorder, not the fact that it's like bloody and gory and too much violence. I think they're saying it's dark in the fact that it's dealing with these harsher topics than they usually deal with. But I think that's a good step in the right direction because I feel like those are important topics for them to explore, especially within anti-heroes or heroes in itself. So I'm really pumped for Moon Knight. I think there's so much that can come from the success of this series. And I think in that sense, like you said, Marcus, I think it could, give light to a lot more, darker or, I guess more touchy topics for the heroes. And I think that will only give, better light to Marvel and Disney because they won't be afraid to have series or movies based off those types of disorders and stuff like that. I just for me when it comes to Punisher and other violent series, I can't see them doing that. But dealing with darker topics, I think is the right step in the right direction.
100%, dude. And I think it's baby steps. And just this where this leads, introducing Moon Knight, and then having Blade in the background, and then I forget the guy from Eternals, Kit Harington, his dude. So they all came together with I think Daredevil or Morbius was somehow involved, but they had this like horror, it was in the comics when like the classic horror films were getting popular. Marvel tried to piggyback and throw these group of like supernatural heroes together. So if that's in the future and that's kind of part of the future plan, and going down this darker kind of spiritual, darker topic, darker, inner dialogue and inner demon look, like I think that'll be sick too. And that, like you said, Ty, it's baby steps in the right direction for sure.
I can't wait for Moon Knight. I've looked. I never read any Moon Knight comics, but I have looked into the character of Moon Knight and read like the background of Moon Knight and everything like that, and super interested. in that character, and Oscar Isaac is a phenomenal actor. So I cannot wait for that series. I think the fact that there is like a side of Marvel that's, as a horror guy myself, there's a horror side to Marvel, which is really great. And I heard like rumors of maybe doing like a werewolf by werewolf. Oh shit, what's that? Sean, you might be able to help me. Is it Werewolf by Night?
I think so. Yeah. I think you're right. It's been a while, but I think you're right.
So, yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna go with that. Werewolf by Night, Blade, potentially a Ghost Rider. I keep hearing about that, like bringing Ghost Rider back into like the MCU somehow and doing like a whole horror series.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool because I mean it's just something different. You know what I mean? I think we've seen as great as Marvel is and what they've given us, to have something different and to go down a horror path in a sense. I think it would be fresh. I think it'd be something new. That'd be great. I'm a huge Blade fan.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait to see Mahershala Ali as Blade at some point. I'm waiting patiently for that. Is that going to be a film, Blade? Or is it going to be a series? Do we know?
I think it's a
I
film.
hope so.
I'm pretty sure it's a film, but I think it's like 2040 or some shit. It's
Yeah,
Marvel
probably.
Phase 16. Like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, probably, which really bums me out.
Yeah.
I just
By
think
that time, Blade will be a chick.
Yeah, you're probably right.
everybody's just symbiotes.
Yeah,
I just think Marvel has so much, and Disney has so much, distance to go with this kind of stuff because, like we see with WandaVision, with Loki, with What If, they do well even with run-of-the-mill type series. So, like, why not try horror? Why not try, a violent movie that's rated R? Because, Kevin Feige is an absolute genius. I read an article today, I don't even know if it's true or not, but originally the villains coming together for the Sinister Six for No Way Home was supposed to be a post-credit scene, but he said no, make this a part of the plot. Like, he has such a genius mind. I guarantee he can, help, mold these different genres and realms that Marvel can go to and make it fantastic.
Make it make sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And if you want to make things rated R, maybe not make it part of the core movie so, your children, your teens can watch this and still be, in the loop. But you can also stray off. You're making a multiverse, so why not make things that are rated R and more violent that, adults can enjoy and go off in a different tangent. I don't know.
Yep.
There's so much potential that they have, and I just wish they would go with it.
I hope so too, man. And to try and reel us back, that was my vague topic for 2022, and then start talking about Moon Knight. We got a fuck ton coming on Disney Plus pretty soon. So right after that, Moon Knight, we're gonna get She-Hulk. So that's gonna be a sick one. And this is coming back at me like this is one of Marvel's where they just took Hulk and put She-Hulk in front of it. But she is like his cousin, I think. So Bruce Banner's cousin. So their story's kind of similar, but I think I'm excited for this. And I think mainly because I really want to see a lawyer square off with Matt Murdock and She-Hulk. So that'd be so sick, dude. Matt Murdock, nobody knows he's Daredevil, and She-Hulk, if it's true to the comics, she's in She-Hulk form by choice, like for a lot of it. So it's like, it'll be sick.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Can't wait for that.
It feels so far down the line, so it's hard to think about it. We haven't gotten anything on it yet, but just other than the title and the graphics of the title and that.
There was that one scene. I don't know if it was a leak. I don't know what it was, or it might have been on one of the many Disney previews they have. But there was a quick scene of Mark Ruffalo actually in the Gamma Lab with her trying to work out how to control it. And then we also saw Mark Ruffalo back in human form at the end of Shang-Chi. Spoiler alert, it's been out for months, but Shang-Chi, it's there's no explanation how he got back to that or why. So I I think She-Hulk's gonna help ground everything after Multiverse of Madness and like after some of the other shit coming out. But overall, dude, we're gonna be super spoiled this next year. I feel like we were spoiled this last year, and I feel like this, coming up, we're just gonna be super spoiled. Um, I don't know if you guys had any more for Disney Plus in 2022.
Well, we have the Guardians holiday special. Is it Secret War or Secret Invasion that's coming out?
Yeah, Miss Marvel.
Yeah, Miss Marvel's coming out, which I think is going to be is so underrated. But I've played like the Avengers game that came out, and it really intrigued me to her story.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I think there's so much potential. We went from 2021, which had Disney Plus shows of known characters, and now 2022 is going to be Disney Plus shows of unknown characters.
Yep.
So the flip of the switch is going to be interesting to watch, and I think it's going to be great. I'm excited for She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel. Is it Secret War or Secret Invasion? That's
Secret Invasion.
The TV
Invasion.
Yeah, the Secret Invasion for the TV series.
Secret Wars is better be a movie, dude.
It should be a movie.
Fucking hell, like a 6-hour movie to try and tell the entire fucking thing.
It's just funny because there's so much unknown with what's coming out, because they don't have dates or anything for the TV series. Like, we don't know what's coming out first. And after what we got last year, I can't wait for these TV series. I think it's going to show a whole new light on these new characters that people don't really know of.
Yeah.
And I think that they're going to knock it out of the park. And I hope they do what they did and have different takes on their TV series and have different kind of genres. Like Hawkeye, when I watched the trailer for that, it looked like a Home Alone ripoff, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then then Hawkeye comes out, and it was amazing. The way they handled that whole series was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's just a testament to Kevin Feige and Marvel and Disney. Just it seems like they can do no wrong. And I'm really excited to how they showcase these new characters, and I can't wait to just sit back and enjoy.
100%. Dude,
Yeah,
Kev, you were saying something earlier?
What was I saying? I forget. But to echo what Ty said, I think Marvel has shown a track record of characters that maybe not the masses are so used to, but Marvel does it in such a way because they have such a creative team behind it. And Kevin Feige, again, like you said, Ty, is brilliant. And the team that he puts behind each film or show basically makes the audience care about these certain characters. I always go back to Ant-Man. I was familiar with Ant-Man. I didn't know much about Ant-Man, but after watching that film, I cared about Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And that could be the casting of Paul Rudd, whatever. But whatever minds are behind that, I'm just so glad that they're introducing new characters for us. And I can't wait to see these new Marvel shows and Marvel. Every time I feel like they're keeping quiet, they always come out with a bang, and then I'm just super stoked for what they have to offer afterwards. So cannot wait for that.
Yeah, dude. And just to switch it back to DC, something that we're getting next week, bro. I'm actually super pumped about Peacemaker.
So am I,
8
dude.
days, baby.
So am I.
8 days.
Yeah. And
Kev,
last
you weren't sure about it, right, Kev?
Yeah, dude. Sorry, my wife Laura is laughing at me right now because I may have slurred my words. There's a whole graveyard of drinks to the left of me right now, and I'm not sure.
Got you, baby.
there you go.
I caught myself slurring my own words.
So what I was trying to say about all the shows that we're talking about is Peacemaker. So Peacemaker, right? So James Gunn's Suicide Squad film, right? I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Did it blow my mind? Maybe in certain ways. I don't know. Have I rewatched it? No, unfortunately. The Peacemaker character had me laughing. John Cena, I think, played that character very well. I wasn't familiar with the character beforehand. So so that's why, like, going into the whole Peacemaker show, I'm kind of like, I didn't like absolutely like love the character so much. We're like, wait, they're making a series about him. Holy shit! I can't wait to watch this. So I don't know. Sean, based off of what you were saying, like you heard reviews that it's a lot of people are really hype about it. Hype about it. Holy shit!
Hyper.
Hyper.
A lot of people are about.
I should stop talking for the night. But anyways, that kind of gets me excited.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How do you guys feel about Peacemaker? Are you guys stoked? Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. It looks like it looked to me, it looks like a comedy. Like
Yeah.
first like an action comedy, and I'm down for that. I'm here
100%.
for that. Also, my watch is telling me my heart rate is too high, so I need to calm down a little.
See, so I'm gonna take a little
It's
whack
Peacemaker, not Pacemaker, Marcus.
at. Yeah.
Thank God I don't have a watch on right now that tells me my heart rate. Fuck. I think my watch.
Yeah,
is
dude, it's just like slow down.
It's
All right,
just
Ty. My bad.
No, it's all good. I just, when it comes to Peacemaker with John Cena, I've grown up with John Cena within wrestling and watching his, kind of miss on the acting realm. I don't think he's ever been good. When I say, I said Dwayne was always playing The Rock, which, he was, but Dwayne's always been entertaining to me. John Cena plays John Cena in his realm too, as all his films, but like John Cena was never entertaining to me. For me, I think his role of Peacemaker really broke him out as an actor. I think he, really killed what he had, and it had little pieces of how his character was in wrestling back when he was doing his Doctor of Thugonomics, and it just worked for him. And it got me really excited for a Peacemaker show because they announced that before the film. And I was like, okay, you're going to put that much trust in John Cena, who I didn't have faith in as an actor. And then I watched the film like, okay, he pulled the ultimate heel turn in wrestling terms where he, killed Rick Flag, who's been a big part of the Suicide Squad films, within, the David Ayer and now, the James Gunn one, and a big part in the comics too, if you read the comics. So it was interesting to see that happen. And based off the trailers, I'm hooked, man. I think he's got a part where he can excel in. And I have no qualms that this is going to be a fantastic series.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Yes. I blame
you guys.
the
Let's end the show.
Mr. Mad Elf, man. Mr. Mad Elf is kicking my ass 1%.
No more of this shit.
Oh,
But yeah, I have faith in John Cena in this role. I think it's going to be fantastic. 8 days, we got 3 episodes, and I got to make my own opinion on this, and I'm really excited. And I think between James Gunn and John Cena, I think they're going to have a hit, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, and Ty, just to hit on your point, so I haven't seen James Gunn's Suicide Squad just because I was I was afraid of John Cena. Just not just afraid of him. No, but afraid of his acting. I was worried it was gonna be too cheesy. Because I know James Gunn stuff can kind of lean into the cheesiness, and I was like, damn, dude, that might be too cheesy. Like there is such a thing. But the thing that's actually made me want to go back and watch it and have more faith in John Cena in this upcoming movie, and I would actually like to implore it as homework for you for over the next 8 days. Watch Vacation Friends on, I think it's on Hulu.
Oh yeah.
You actually forget it's John Cena. Like
Really?
he acts really well in it. And yeah, Kev, if you've seen it, bro, like I enjoyed it, and I was like, wow, okay, he can act. Like it's not just another wrestler, translating into an acting role. But yeah, he actually does a great job. So
It's Vacation Friends.
Is it Vacation Friends?
Yeah.
I think so. And it's
Okay.
he does touch lightly on like mental health issues, and I feel like Peacemaker is gonna dive a little bit into that. Having like some kind of shitty background. It just from what I've seen, it kind of feels like they touch on that. So his range is actually pretty good, dude. Like you
I feel
heard
like he's
it here
building
first.
on that. because
Yeah.
like, you know, I've watched him like make like little like cameos and little roles, and it's just, again, it's, you know, wrestlers have a hard time because they play their character for all these years, and then they just portray that on the big screen. It's like, okay, like
Yeah.
you can act because you've done it for dramatic wrestling purposes, but like, can you act in the sense where you can take a role and change your personality to form the character that you're supposed to be hired for?
Mhm.
So that's exciting to know that
Yeah.
that he has
And-
something that he fills.
Yeah, and that movie actually made me forget that he was like shaved head bald at one point. Like that was for me, that was the weirdest thing, singing with hair. And
Dude,
then in this movie, I
I
forgot.
agree.
I was like, oh shit, it actually looks natural, dude.
When he came back to
I forgot
wrestling with hair, I was shook. I'm like, bro, shave it now because that's not John Cena.
That's a variant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
pretty
very-
much.
But Kev, did you like that movie?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
Sean, you
dude.
just reminded me that that movie actually existed.
It's
And I
pretty
remember
good.
Laura and I had seen like a preview for that, and I was like, holy shit, that looks actually funny.
Yeah.
So now that you say that it was pretty good, I think we're going to give it a shot, actually. Should
Yeah,
check
and
it out.
it's somewhat unknown actors. It's John Cena and then the airport security guard from Get Out. I forget Rel something. So,
Dude, he was my favorite part of Get Out.
yeah, him and John Cena are like some of the main characters, and the whole other cast is a bunch of unknowns, and it's a good movie, dude. Yeah,
There it is.
yeah,
That's it, dude. Yeah.
Just saved it to watch it.
yeah, bro. In the
Cool.
next 8 days before Peacemaker, watch it, and then it actually makes you. It's like, okay, John Cena's like a decent actor, like he's getting there. Well, shit, man. What?
Dude, yeah, I think we about wrapped up our expectations for 2022.
Yeah, we hit on the big things. There's way too much to go over anything individually, but yeah, I'm excited for 2022. I don't know if you guys want to give a final thoughts type of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you do.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Sure.
Kev's final thought. Yeah,
Yeah, Kev is. Yeah, it's yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Kev's final thoughts are what the fuck's your
the
God,
Batman.
your whiskey drink.
Oh,
Fuck,
yeah,
which
old
one did you-
fashioned.
Yeah,
Fashioned.
old fashions are
Yeah,
2022.
catching up with me, dude.
Drink of the year, old fashioned.
Drink of the year, 2022. So, anyways, as I reach for another beer, here we go. Because I need one, right?
Can you hand me one?
Oh, absolutely, dude. So yeah, 2022. I think we have a lot of great stuff coming. I think if anybody didn't know, I'm pretty excited for the Batman film. If I didn't talk about it enough, I don't know. I'm looking forward to this year. There were certain films that I totally forgot that were coming out this year that got me more excited, like Thor: Love and Thunder. I think the
Oh,
future.
we got you way hype on that, dude.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, I can't fucking wait for that now.
You got I watched you get more and more pumped as it was.
I know.
getting
Did you see
talked
my
about.
eyes? So I think that I don't know. I always hear the term comic book fatigue, right? And I always get nervous about that. Like, when's the bubble gonna burst? But I just think that we've come such a long way with comic book films, and now it's like gone into television shows, and I think that we take it seriously, more seriously than we did maybe years ago. And I think there's a lot of brilliant writers and directors and actors that are coming aboard and realizing there's more to this stuff than what they thought. So I think 2022 is just going to be another year of just great comic book material, transition to either the big screen or the small screen, depending on what it is. So I'm super stoked. Yeah, I can't wait.
I agree. Actually, I disagree a little bit because I don't think there's ever going to be a thing of comic book fatigue. Every movie and every TV series coming out this year has me extremely excited. We have The Boys season 3 coming out, which wasn't touched. That's going to be
Right.
absolutely fucking bonkers in the best ways possible. We can talk about, we talked about Doctor Strange, we got The Flash, the Batman, Aquaman 2, it's Thor: Love and Thunder. Wakanda Forever is apparently coming out this year. There's
No
so
way, dude.
much. And I agree with you. I don't
No,
think
it's
it
not coming
will.
out.
I don't think it will because the issues they have, with the actor that plays Shuri. But there's so much to look forward to this year, and I just want more. Honestly, I want more. As long as they stay away from Star Wars and don't take, the ride with the Star Wars films and the TV shows, because that'll be too much. But I think 2022 within the Marvel and DC realm was going to be epic. I think it's going to be a nice, refreshing breath for everyone because I think they're gonna, they're gonna combat. I think DC has enough content to really, butt heads with Marvel, and I think it's going to be great competition. Should they be, competing? No. They're on different platforms in different realms, and DC should never be playing catch up because that's where you have issues.
Yep.
But I think it's going to, cause for great debate. I think there's going to create tons of great conversation between the two realms, and I think we have a lot of good things to look forward to. So I'm very excited for 2022.
Yeah, Marcus, you want to hit on it?
I think I want to come out of the closet this year, you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a pretty big ass closet you're in, bro.
Bro, I think you got a double closet back there. You got 2 doors to go
I
through.
know, dude. I can choose either one. No, yeah, no, you guys already mentioned everything. I've already talked about everything I'm excited about. I think it's just the big thing for this year is just growing. Sean, you and I growing the show. You and I continuing to keep doing what we're doing. We started this a few months ago. We had started from absolutely zero, started from nothing, and as of now we're at 36 followers, and we're still just trying to do our thing little by little, build brick by brick, and just try and make it happen. And it's been thank you, Ty and Kev, for coming on. Kev, you've come on multiple times now, so thanks for coming on, making it fun for us. And we're just gonna keep trying and talk about nerdy shit, extend our A4 through 2022 and beyond, depending on what door you go through. But but
Dude,
yeah,
let's
big one
hope
for us.
let's hope there's no comic book fatigue, Ty, because then we're out of a show.
Yeah, we're fucked. with that.
There ain't none. I'm telling you. I thought it was a thing back in the day, but the more the issue was to me was the TV shows that Disney Plus was going to push out, but I love them and they're fucking fantastic. So there's zero fatigue, zero. So
Yeah,
I am all in for the GCPD, the Penguin series, everything that Disney Plus pushes out. I want it. I am gonna make time for it. I can't wait, and I think it's just gonna make everyone's lives better to have these series in their lives. So there's that.
Yeah, and I keep on going back. I think Kev was the one that said it, but I was waiting. To me, it feels like the kind of like the housing market, at least in the Bay Area, like housing prices are fucking insane, and it's like everybody's just like, oh, the bubble's gonna burst, and that's the story of the last like 5 or 6 years. It's like, okay, like everybody thinks it's gonna happen, but it's like I just with Marvel and with DC and with now these comic book movies and shows being taken seriously, like I just hope it never happens with them. And Marvel continues to surprise, like even Spider-Man No Way Home, I was like, oh, this is it, here goes Sony, they're gonna fuck everything up, like try and throw in fucking 90 million people out there and somehow Peter Parker's gonna defeat them all. But they killed it once again. It actually fucking makes sense to me. That's the biggest thing, is to make it make sense. And I feel like that's why Zack Snyder's Justice League worked and Joss Whedon's didn't. A lot of it didn't make fucking sense. But
That's probably a good way to put it. Is that it didn't make
a
sense.
little concise.
Yeah.
But super stoked for this next year.
Fucking bastard, that cocksucker! I still can't believe it.
Marcus continues to be sour in 2022. No,
I'm just gonna be a grumpy old fucking man, dude. I can't wait.
That's the closet you're coming out of.
It's, yeah, dude. I can't wait.
But yeah, we're gonna continue to get spoiled. Marcus, like you said, we just barely started the show at the end of last year, and yeah, just we're growing week by week. Can't wait to see where this takes us when we got a full year under our belt. All you guys that are listening, all you guys who are lurking, everybody who's listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I appreciate all you guys. Tell all your friends. Once we hit that 50 mark, I think it's 50, and we can get affiliated on here, we can start giving back to you guys, give you guys some fun emotes, give you guys some exclusive access. After every show, we're jumping in and we continue to talk, continue to drink, and continue the madness, continue to extend our A4, and maybe that's something you guys want to see. So like once we get to that point, we could
Oh,
unlock
yeah.
the after stream chat, have you guys jump in and kick it. But
These are the
appreciate
geeks overextended.
extended into an A5. No,
Oh, dude, I'm gonna extend it until exactly. Until we start hearing people stop doing that, we're gonna keep extending.
yeah. Until you guys beg us to stop.
This is gonna be real nutty here.
It sounds horrible. But yeah, before we get canceled, thank you guys for the great show. Ty and Kev, we're definitely gonna have you guys come back. I actually, I really enjoyed this Legion Assemble show. Appreciate you guys. It's okay.
You should have called it Legion Assemble.
We'll have our own
A4.
What's his name?
It sounded good at the time, dude. I don't know.
I like it. No, I still like it. No, but what's Captain Planet? We'll have our own little Captain Planet rings.
Yes.
And it'll be Orion riding his A4 that comes out.
Mine's gonna be a closet door.
Door. Wind, water, fire, door. But yeah, no, appreciate you guys. And you guys kind of unlocked this whole thing to have this happen with your guys' original show. So appreciate everything about you guys. Anytime you guys want to come back, just let us know. We're looking forward to this next year, kind of diversifying our bonds, if you will, and having some music streams, having some, gaming streams and other shit. So we all have other interests. Twitch is wide open. So let's just go after it all. And it'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to have you guys back. I think I've talked enough this last 5 or 10 minutes.
Dude, you're doing beautiful.
You're doing so good, Sean. I've just been
Keep going. I want to hear that voice.
Oh my God. Okay. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and raid some strangers. We're gonna extend our A4 and raid some strangers. But I'd like everybody lurking to just stick around. It'll be a good way to grow our channel and introduce us to new people. Just blow up the chat with whatever emotes you got. But these guys are also talking nerdy stuff. It looks like they're actually going over Star Wars and Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. So Kev and Ty, you guys might learn something. But yeah, dude, jump on.
Stick around. I'll listen. I gotta learn. I got some knowledge to get into my grasp.
Kev has a beer to drink.
Yeah. Keep drinking. We'll chat in the Discord and hang out for a bit. All right. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Adios, amigos.
Guys.
See you guys next week.
All right. We made it to